Okay guys, we need to talk. Is Tommy Cash a flop or a genius? There's been a lot of discussions and polarization after he did his live performance of Espresso Macchiato, but it seems like time might be on his side. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I will present the case to you that we might have a Trump satire in Eurovision 2025. If this is the case or not, I will leave up to you. And in the end of presenting this case, I will also touch upon what it might mean for Estonia's winner chances, if this is indeed a Trump satire. Now, we have a lot of different elements to cover here, so I'm just gonna go straight to it, but I will present the full case. And before we begin, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. And now, let's go. First up, we have the attire. Tommy Cash is wearing a blue dress with an oversized red tie. This is characteristic of Trump. There's no question about it. People doing Trump satires from before use this type of clothing. What is different is that the suit in itself, it's not too oversized. Trump is known for using like too oversized dress, but here there's only the colors and it is the long tie. If you're gonna make a Trump satire, I guess this is a good start. So it's up to you. Do you regard Tommy Cash's attire as being a Trump satire or not? Next in this case, I will present to you disappointment. Tommy Cash has been boasting about how amazing he is going to do for Estonia, what his show is going to be like, the song and everything. He's been very vocal. He's been building the expectations super high and he's using a lot of superlatives in doing this. Do you know anybody else using a lot of superlatives when speaking about themselves and what they're capable of doing?
Nobody knows. Nobody's better.
Nobody's stronger. There's nobody bigger or better at the military than I am.
I love the First Amendment. Nobody loves it better than me.
Nobody loves the Bible more than I do.
There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
Nobody builds walls better than me. Nobody even understands it but me.
So, first, he releases the song. And for Tommy Cash fans, I guess people aren't so excited. Not his best song at all in a lot of fans' view. And maybe he just didn't hit it this time, or maybe was it intentional? Then, for people who really know Tommy Cash, they have been like, when this song gets on stage, we will really see what it is about. And again, he hyped up the expectations.
Estonia, today you have to vote.
And what happened when we saw it live, guys? Were anybody super happy about the first presentation, or was people very disappointed?
I have to say I'm quite disappointed, both with the performance tonight and with the way he has conducted himself through this process.
We need to do way more than this. You can't just sell yourself in Eurovision. Eurovision is a big contest and I am a bit upset.
I have to admit I was a little bit disappointed the first time I saw it because I had like really high expectations.
I'm not excited.
Well, it seemed like the overwhelming response was that people were disappointed, but he still went through. That is also very interesting. Do you know anybody else that has come with a lot of promises and big words and then when it actually comes to it, disappoints? I don't know, anyone?
On the campaign trail, he made dozens of promises.
So yeah, people were disappointed with the stage show and, you know, it actually might be deliberate. When it comes to Trump, he said he will end the war in Ukraine the first 24 hours of him becoming president. He said he would release the Epstein files. None of these things have happened. Everything has basically gone to shit.
Woke up to disasters that he created and that he is continuing to create in the United States of America and throughout the world.
The disappointment from Tommy Cash's view is a point of this multidimensional satire that he's doing. You can make up your own mind. Do you think the disappointment was intentional from this artist, or do you think it actually was a flop? If you're following the politics over there, everybody's disappointed. Everybody's, you know, it's full chaos right now. And that leads me to my next point, which is chaos. After Tommy Cash winning, there was issues, I think, with copyrights, or at least his video were taken down. And he said that if he won Laul 2025, then the real music video would be released. So again, referring back to my second point, do you know anybody else that maybe made promises they didn't follow up on and kind of made chaos as a result of that? Just, you know, anybody?
On day one, that will likewise be done on day one.
In fact, he's made at least 59 distinct day one promises.
The next point here is the stage elements. First stage element is he starts with having this cup with his signed signature on. It's a coffee cup, you know, it's the thing with the Espresso Macchiato, and it's kind of a merch. Do you know anybody else who sells merch to promote themselves with like their signatures on everything? And you know, and it can also be a sign, the signature can also be a sign of, you know, self-obsession, self-promotion. And after he's showing this, he's throwing away the cup and everybody's like, oh, that's littering, right? Maybe it is a point of, you know, not being supportive of climate change, maybe. So that is a point. He also has this I love Eurovision on his suit. That is interesting. Made me think of when Donald Trump kind of proposed to the crypto community to be able to accomplish his goals.
My plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
Also, do you know anybody else that dances in a weird way? Like, and uses dance while talking about power in that way? It's curious to see how Tommy Cash is a really, really good dancer. And the way he is dancing in this music video is by moving his knees and his arms a lot. Donald Trump is also famous for his dances. Focus on the way Donald Trump dances. And the curious thing here is that Donald Trump is using his arms, and he's using his butt, and he's using his knees, and the rest of the body is stiff. Do you see any resemblance here? At some point, the security guards form a chair in the music video or in the live performance. This chair is quite characteristic as a throne. I'm just putting it out there. I might be completely wrong. They make also a motorcycle during the live performance. Thought of that as a tribute to Korea initially, but there is one guy sitting behind him. I'm just thinking JD Vance maybe. This is very funny. But also the way he can also portray what he can make the people around him do just to satisfy his need of leisure. Take it as you like. At one point, the guards pick him up. And of course, I think that is also just a nudge to Eurovision and making fun of Eurovision. But at the same time, it can also be seen as like a narcissistic move, like everybody worship me, you know, carry me. Everything is just revolving around me as an individual. That is, you know, it can absolutely be seen as a satire in terms of the narcissistic elements. Do you know anybody else who is very narcissistic and blatantly narcissistic? Make up your own minds. And if I'm way, you know, out of this world in this analysis and I'm just like, I don't understand shit, you can tell me that as well. It's also very interesting at some point in the live performance, the guard go around him and they protect him, and they always show these types of moves that he's just doing him, have no stress, just do what he wants, and the guards are always watching, and there's seems to be obviously a lot of things happening because the guards are really, you know, on their duty during this performance in so many different formations, and he's just chilling, you know. I don't know if you know anybody else that maybe are chilling while everything is about to burn up and the security is on high alert. Oh my god, that made me think about the attempt of when somebody tried to get rid of the American president. That was before he was president, but he was in the middle and all the security guys were around him. Maybe that is the stage where this is taken from. Very iconic, and it's, you know, it's something Tommy would like to play with as a conceptual artist, very interested in culture. Anyways, a little detour there. But yeah, the guards protect him. It's very fun how they play on these masculine being guards kind of aspects. At the same time, they're like very feminine. And as soon as Tommy is trying to interact with them, they become really, really feminine. Like he stretches out his arms and they, you know, he can basically just get them around him. I think that is very interesting. But yeah, that's also a detour. And at the end of this, that is a very interesting part, because the first time I saw it, I was like, why does he end with a triangle? And then, because the only thing I was thinking about was like, is that like horse eye, or like, you know, this triangle which is connected to all these conspiracy theories, the Illuminati sign. That symbol is very deeply connected to these types of conspiracy theories, that there's somebody with the eye like watching over, and there's a hierarchy where you have some in the top that basically controls everything. Today, it is a symbol that is closely connected to MAGA and to their beliefs in the deep state.
I plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption.
So that put everything together for me. That would be like the perfect way to end the Trump satire, with this like statement of deep state. That is just the essence of what is going on right now. The next point I'm going to shed light on in this case is the lyric. So I will put the lyric up on the screen now. and then I will go through what ChatGPT said about it. I asked ChatGPT about, I'm wondering if this lyric might be referring to Trump. Could you see if there's any links here, even though they are abstract or disguised? So I sent the lyric, and ChatGPT said, this lyric seems to contain abstract, exaggerated, and possibly satirical references to wealth, power, and indulgence. Here's a breakdown of possible links. 1. I like to fly private with 24 carats. Trump is well known for flying on private jets, including his personal Boeing 757, Trump Force One. 24 carats could refer to gold, a material Trump has frequently associated with luxury, his penthouse, Trump Tower, interiors, etc. Well, we know he is interested in things like gold and jewels. Point 2. Also, my house is very awesome. Trump has often bragged about his properties, from Trump Tower to Mar-a-Lago. The wording is simple but boastful, which reflects his speech patterns. It's very awesome, sounds like something Trump might say. Point 3. My money numerous, I work around the clock. Trump frequently emphasizes his wealth and work ethic, often claiming he works tirelessly for success. 4. That's why I'm sweating like a mafioso. This could be a tongue-in-cheek reference to power, corruption, or high-stakes business dealings. Trump has been accused of having connections to shady business figures, though not directly to the mafia. But to be frank, he put out an AI-generated picture of himself as a mafioso.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks.
Do you know anybody who has just recently linked themselves to the mafia? Anyone? Five. Life is like spaghetti. It's hard until you make it. Could reference the idea of making it in America. Trump often talks about his rise in business, though with a small loan from his father. The spaghetti metaphor could also hint at Italian-American business connections, a subtle nod to Trump's real estate dealings and past controversies. 6. No stress is gonna be espresso. Trump has a no worries public persona, often brushing off criticism. Espresso is fast, intense, and strong, which could symbolize his bold, aggressive personality and a need for efficacy. Like he recently tweeted to Elon Musk that he should be more aggressive, like, do it faster. That's all he's talking about. So
Getting it done quickly, very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Espresso Macchiato is a little hint of how Trump just wants to get deals done and not necessarily how or, why. Anyways, I'm just throwing it out there. 7. Hello, beauty. I'm Tommaso, addicted to tobacco. I like my coffee. Very important. Very important is a phrase Trump has used frequently, almost as a catchphrase. Tommaso could be a generic, rich, European-sounding name, but it might symbolize a high-powered businessman or politician. I also asked ChatGPT quickly about what they thought about his attire, and then ChatGPT asked me, are you thinking this visual detail is the performance might be a subtle reference to Trump? I said yes. Possible symbolism and hidden Trump references in the performance. I told you what I thought about it. Let's see what ChatGPT thinks about it. Long red tie plus blue suit. This instantly recalls Trump's signature look, which became iconic during his presidency. The exaggerated length of the tie has been a recurring theme and subject of parody. In a satirical context, a long red tie is often used to symbolize power, ego, and excess, all themes present in the song. 2. Braggadocio and wealth flaunting. The lyric repeatedly emphasizes wealth, private jets, gold, and working around the clock, which mirrors Trump's self-promotional style. Trump is known for boasting about his financial success, love of luxury, and constant work ethic. 3. Over-the-top persona. Tommy Cash's exaggerated, almost cartoonish mannerisms fit a satirical portrayal of powerful, egotistical figures. Trump's public persona has often been described as a larger-than-life, theatrical, and self-exaggerating, making him a prime subject for parody. 4. Sweating like a mafioso. The sweating like a mafioso line. Trump has faced allegations about shady business connections, though no direct mafia ties. The mix of wealth and criminal undertones in the song could hint at the many legal controversies surrounding him. 5. Mocking the ultra-rich business mogul stereotype. While the song parodies extravagant European stereotypes, it also critiques excessive wealth and power. Trump, as a wealthy businessman turned politician, embodies that theme perfectly. Conclusion: while not explicitly about Trump, the visuals, long red tie, blue shirt, lyrical themes, luxury, power, excess, and satirical tone strongly suggest that Trump could be a hidden reference in this performance. Do you think the reference is meant to be mocking, neutral, or even admiring? I will leave that question up to you. And I will also leave the question if you think that this is a Trump satire that we're gonna see in the final in Eurovision 2025 in Basel or not. I'd also like to point out that I know that Tommy Cash is extremely serious in his craft. He's a very, very serious artist and he does not do anything for a whim, you know? And think of being in his shoes. You are a serious artist, you're making, if this is the case, a Trump satire. He's also said that he doesn't do political stuff, or at least he hasn't done it so far. It's what is meant to be escapism, at least from before. But say, you know, unrelated to where you find yourself on the political spectrum, that you are today going to participate in Eurovision 2025 in Basel with the Trump satire, connecting him to the mafia, the wealth, the richness, you know. How would you react when you won in Eesti Laul? Would you be like, yay, you know, or would you maybe still try to be in character? And that might explain why a lot of people have, you know, also reacted so negatively to his reaction, because I think it was so obvious that he was still in character at that point. I'm not sure if you have seen the Trump winning speech when he won the election, but might take a little look at that as well. He did some, but other than that, kind of the same look.
Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you all very much. This is great.
You make up your own mind. Now I have presented you with 7 points stating the case that this is a Trump satire and that is what we're going to see in Eurovision. Please tell me in the comment section what you guys think about this. If this actually is a Trump satire, would that change your mind regarding this song or this performance or this whole show? Like, would this change your mind regarding Estonia's participant for Eurovision 2025? And again, if this is the case, with everything that is going on around us today, how do you think that fact, if it is a fact, would potentially influence the voting in Eurovision 2025 in May? I'm very curious to know your opinion. I would love to hear it. Again, I will go back to this. Either Tommy Cash is a flop and you still believe that, or you might think as me that this is a Trump satire. If it is a multidimensional one. It is maybe one of the most interesting concepts that we have had in Eurovision, and the timing as well is so interesting. Tommy Cash has been usually like 2 years before all the trends. Since I got to know him, he has been predicting a lot of things, and that is always interesting, and he's been playing with it, and it might seem like he just timed this perfectly. If nothing else, this is very, very interesting, right? Yeah. Please tell me in the comment section what you guys think. And now we have been talking so much about Trump, so I just want to end this video by saying Slava Ukraina, we stand with you, Ukraine. If Europe is looking for a leader right now, look no further than Zelensky. That is everything that we need right now in a leader. So thank you so much for standing up to Trump. Thank you for showing us what a true leader is. Fight on, we got your back. We're gonna make this work, Europe, you know? If you appreciate this video, then please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. It would really help us out, and thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Flop genius. See you in the comment section. Bye.